So what is Chanatol? Chanatol is basically an energy drink for cows. If we were giving a human an energy drink, it'd be very high in glucose. Chanatol is high in the precursor for glucose. And the reason we don't give a cow actual glucose or sugar is just to do with the rumen. And it's better for her if we give her this. It's called propylene glycol, and it's the active ingredient in Chanatol. So why would a cow need an energy drink? So the classic time is around calving. Okay, there's lots of times during the production cycle where suddenly we have a massive demand for energy. It suddenly changes, and the main one is in a dairy herd, a cow going from the dry period, calving, and into lactation. Suddenly she's got dozens and dozens of litres of milk to produce daily, and often her dietary energy demand cannot get up quick enough or is not high enough to meet the demand she has to produce that milk. So she starts to milk off her back, using her own energy reserves. And this happens, it's very natural that this does happen, particularly in the first weeks of lactation. What happens is if we have cows that are in excessive body condition, so basically fat cows at calving, or for some other reason cows, their intake is not high enough post-calving and they start to use massive amounts of their own reserves, basically compounds will be in her bloodstream that'll make her feel a bit ill. Okay, and that condition is called ketosis or acetonaemia. And it's kind of a vicious circle, because the more ill she feels, the less she'll eat, and the condition will worsen then, because obviously her dietary intake is dropping even further. So what we have then is we have cows that are off their feed, they look dull, listless, their dung will appear waxy, and their own behaviour will often change. Sometimes they can become aggressive and they can get very easily spooked, so that's how you can spot it. But ketosis or acetonaemia, which is what the condition is called, is quite common. It's very common in dairy herds. So how do we treat it? We use something like Chanatol. So on day 1 of treatment, we would give 200 ml drenches morning and evening, and then in the subsequent 3 days after that, we give 100 ml each morning and evening, and that should help to get our cow out of that ketotic state. So obviously, as with all drenches, we shake them well before use. To administer Chanatol, use a simple syringe or a non-automatic drenching gun.